Hi everybody, it's Kathy here and I'm joining in with Baby Got Scraps. It is a YouTube and Instagram hop where we are using up our scraps, and I'm just going to be using some leftover ephemera from packs, and I'm also going to be using some scrap cardstock here. And this base I prepared back in November using scraps, so it is all scraps for this layout. So I'll put the link above to the video where I created this layout, but it is all scraps and I'm going to now pull it together as a full layout. So first of all, as I said, I'm using scraps from my scrap pile, which is great because that's what it's all about, using them up, getting them into our albums and off our stacks. And so I'm going to mount or mat these photos in the two different colours. I've got olive green, which is reflected in the scraps that I've used on this paper for the base of the layout, and I've also gone with the red, and both of those are very Christmas oriented in traditional colours. Now these photos were of my daughter and I in 2023 when we went, just the two of us, to do our city light tour, and this was taken at the tree outside St Mary's Cathedral. And on that night we were very lucky, there was hardly anybody around, so we were able to get a clear photo. So that's not very often that can happen, I can assure you. So I'm just using up, like I said, leftover bits and pieces from everywhere. This ephemera is from a Kaisercraft, and the banners I've cut from some leftover printables from Scrap Sketch, and I'm just creating a feature at the top of the page here. And then I have other pieces that are just leftover ephemera, so they're technically scraps because they've just been sitting around waiting to be used. And so I'm just going to build some little clusters here. As you can see, all of the colours are reflected in the photo. So the blue is from the photo, the olives and the reds, they're all in the photos, and that is why the photos are popping off this busy background. If I'd have gone with colours that were a different colour, they would have blended in to the background, not actually stood out like these ones do. So I'm just going to add in some little word tags, which I have got left over from a Scrap Sketch printable, the cameras, another leftover, and same with this little plate, which I'll put in underneath to give it a break up and bring it up to the top on the layout. So I'm pretty happy with how that's looking, and I'll just go off screen and I'll glue that all down. You'll see that I've also popped like the ornaments up on some foam tape, the holly up on some foam tape. And what I'm going to do now is I have got these little pieces of enamel decorative Christmas features, and I'm going to put those as like thick confetti, and I'm going to put them across the layout. And they too are also the colours that match what's in the layout. So I've got some stockings, I believe, and stars, which I'm going to put here. And these are just little enamel pieces. They're just been cut out in bulk, and they're like a little confetti. So that's why I'm using my awl to pick them up. A bit like a sequins really, except that they're matte in finish. Got the little stars, which are the yellow stars, or the olivey yellowy stars, which marry nicely with the papers. And I've gotten a second set because I needed one more style of confetti to put in there, and I've got these ones that are like little green gingerbread houses, which I'm putting into this cluster that I've built at the 3 points here. And these are very cute. They are flat and they're light, but they look effective as opposed to using some Nuvo drops, which is my usual go-to, but I've gone with these enamel pieces. So there's the layout. It's a quick, simple one. The idea of using up your scraps is great. There's a whole lot more now in an album, and I'm just going to add in some little sparkle bits to the holly berries here, just so that they have that sparkle and a bit of a shine, and we all love a bit of sparkle for Christmas. I'm going to put in the gold stickles here on the ornament, And then I decide that it's just sitting a little bit flat, so I'm actually going to put the gold in the middle of the little snowflakes on the paper here, and you can see that that runs right across the page, and that's going to give this page that little bit of extra Christmas sparkle. So it's not hard to create a layout from scraps, and it's just about pulling together all of the skills and techniques that you've learnt over time and applying them into your layouts. Now, anyone that knows or has been watching any of my layouts, you'll know that more is best. So I will add that little bit extra, and it makes all the difference when you're finishing off your layout. So what could have been a very flat, very traditional flat Christmas layout has now got a bit of sparkle, and it is layered up nicely. And 2 more photos are in my album now. So that's how this has come together. We're playing along with Baby Got Scraps. You may check out everybody in the playlist. I have a link down below in my description box. I really do appreciate you coming back and looking at what I'm doing. I hope I'm sharing something new with you each time, or reminding you of a technique that you know of. Please give us a thumbs up if I've done something to like you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed. And if you are a subscriber, I really do appreciate you coming back every single time. Happy scrapping until next time. I will have the next Baby Got Scraps coming up shortly. Here's some recommendations for you.